Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Kathryn Delaney. Welcome to Roots of Alchemy. This is your daily tarot reading for Thursday, August 27th, 2020. Let's go ahead and look at today's cards. Our first card today is the Two of Pentacles. So we're doing a lot of reflecting on our material situation, our life situation. The message behind this card is balancing in the midst of chaos. As you can see, the figure in this card is on a tightrope. They're carrying two pentacles that are kind of moving in this cyclical action. So this is speaking to day-to-day matters and how we're balancing in everything that's going on around us. What's important to consider in this is that sometimes we don't realize our own skill set until we are actually put in situations that we've never been before. And so it's key to keep in mind and to acknowledge your own efforts and how you've moved through chaotic situations, and that you actually have a lot more capability in your bag of tricks, than you ever realized, because you've always been trying to be on some kind of stable ground. And so the message to this is that, there is cycles happening, but realize that when you move with the cycles, you can just shift with each one as they approach you, and as they reveal themselves. And that this is all about finding a balance within change, or as my teacher once said, balancing on a moving stick. The second card that we have for today is a major arcana card. We have two of those today, which speak to major life lessons that we are in the midst of learning. And this second card that we got for today is the Hermit. The Hermit is associated with Virgo and the healer. When you see this card, you can see that he's standing on top of a mountaintop with a lantern. And so it's speaking to what we have learned on our own path of traveling up the mountain, right? And realizing that sometimes when you are on your way on a journey to somewhere that you had in your aim and in your sight, you will find other things along your path that actually teach you a lot about yourself, as far as what you can overcome, what you can move through, and what you learn in that journey ultimately can be guidance. It can be a light for other people that are on the path. So this is it's associated with the healer, because we often don't really see, you know, what actually is out there in the world until we set out on that journey. And when we go through that, we have a lot more experience and sight and vision that we can offer other people. If you consider, for instance, like, I live in Colorado, so if you were to look up at the mountain and see, like, mark a spot on the mountain and say, I want to get there, and then go read every single book and study every single book about climbing the mountain, you still wouldn't really know much about climbing the mountain until you put your foot on the mountain, right? And that's where we actually learn, is when we actually step into a sense of action. This is also a person who is a little bit isolated. They're on the top of a mountain, they're by themselves. And so that's why it's called the hermit. Like, sometimes we have to do a lot of our own journeying and healing with ourselves before we can offer anything else to other people. This third card that we have for today is ruled by Scorpio, and it is called the Death card. And this card can be kind of scary to some people, because you have, like, the Grim Reaper and all these body parts kind of cast about. But there's also this, it's important to see this phoenix rising in the background. And the Death card is associated with Scorpio energy, that fixed water energy. And the reason why it's called death, it could also be called transformation. It's the ending, a great ending of one thing that actually will allow you to move forward into something else. Some of the meanings behind this card is, like, burn the bridge behind you. Like, when you leave something, like, really make sure that it's healed and sealed and closed so that you can actually move forward and have rebirth, right? Because with every death, there is a rebirth. With every door closing, there is a door opening. And oftentimes we don't realize how much time we are devoting to something that isn't working and how that's preventing us from actually getting to where we want to go. The death card, it does speak to transformation in that there's a big shift that's happening right now in your life, and there's an ending that's going to initiate that shift, almost like an impetus, like, oh, well, this thing I've been planning and building for so long isn't working, and now why not do that thing I've always wanted to do? Um, like, or some new beginning that really, it calls for a major ending in another way, just so you can actually experience that new beginning. And it's, a shedding of old attitudes, and it basically accepting the inevitable, right? Like, okay, if this isn't working, this is where I'm going to put my energy, or this is obviously no longer working, I need to let it go. I need to let go of this suffering. I need to let go of this like emotional situation so that I can actually be open to experience what life has to offer me. So we do have two pretty big cards today. We have, the healer and the transformer. And so there is some major work that we're doing internally. And part of that could be related to, like, what we've been trying to balance, and the fact that we do really need to, you know, either really learn how to juggle a lot, which likely wears us down, or, set down one of these pentacles so that we can really take the opportunity that will probably be open to us after this ending happens. Uh, so this is our reading for today, August 27th, 2020. If you are interested in your own tarot reading, please reach out to me at rootsofalchemy@gmail.com. I offer 1 hour tarot readings in the beginning. If you happen to know your time of birth, we can also look at the transits that are happening right now for you currently. We can also just do a reading that's strictly on your natal chart. I also offer channeled aromatherapy blends. I call them messages in a bottle. I ask your guides and archangels what you need at this moment of time, and then I create it for you and write down everything that is in your blend for you so that you can understand why those energies were chosen for you. So I also am a nutritionist, an herbalist, an aromatherapist. If you need any help with wellness services or trying to get back on track to feel more aligned and healthy in any of those ways, feel free to reach out to me at rootsofalchemy.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have the most blessed day. I'll see you soon.